I'm here with Jack from PacketStorm, and Jack's been heavily involved in getting the IBC Interop Zone going here at 2016 IBC. Align 2016 is what we're calling it. And Jack, obviously being from PacketStorm, you understand how to make networks resilient. So how did that tie into this?
Yes, so we have a network emulator kind of product that allows you to stress each of these products in the, say, for example, timing area. We recreated conditions that would affect the timing and allowed you to test how well the slaves and masters work together in the timing area. We also, in the transport area, we caused impairments that would make the encoders and decoders be stressed, so like you would have in a real network, to be able to verify how well they work under those kinds of conditions.
So what you're telling me now with this setup that's there, it's resilient. It really works. You've been trying to break it.
I've been trying to break it.
And you can't.
That's correct.
Well, why
it's
not?
working very
Come
well.
on.
That means the equipment is designed well. And if you run through all these kinds of tests, it makes for a much better product for everybody.
Oh, absolutely. So you're really sitting there as a third-party guy doing the test.
Totally independent.
You're not developing any of the product.
That is correct.
Being tested.
I'm trying to make sure that they work well for the entire industry.
And, you know, there's 30-plus vendors.
Yes.
How's your feeling in working with everybody? Are they, because obviously they're competitors.
I think it's a very cooperative environment, and we try to make it that way. We all go out to eat dinner together. We all work together there. There's really no infighting. Everybody is trying to work to help everybody else be better.
Now, I don't think people really understand the fact that this just didn't happen at IBC all of a sudden.
No.
Out of the blue. You've been doing a lot of testing, particularly in Houston.
That's correct. We've been really working on this since probably the May kind of time frame, where we had a SEMTI kind of event first to test the PTP, and then in August we tested the discovery and registration, the PTP, and the transport area all at the same time. And I've really been working since May, almost night and day, trying to put all this together to make it run.
Well, it certainly really looks good. You've had a lot of people down there going through. The booth has been packed.
Absolutely has been.
So there's a lot of interest in that.
That's correct.
One of the questions that I ask people in this environment, and I talk to them, they say, I'm still scared about IP. What's your feeling?
So I think having this kind of event makes it a lot less scary, right? Because now I'm proving that these companies can work together. I'm putting them under stressed kind of conditions with impairment emulators and things like what we have. I'm able to take and capture PCAPs with our equipment and see that the streams really look like what they're expected to be to help them troubleshoot problems. So what we're doing with this event really makes it stronger from a product standpoint, and makes sure that we have these companies that can interoperate with each other.
Well, I guess when I go back to the old SDI days when I was working on, doing SDI, we ultimately made sure we interop with everybody.
Yes.
And there were a lot of scary issues, but they were all below the level that the end user really saw. From their point of view, they just plugged in the BNC and it worked. So is that similar where it'll go with IP?
I think eventually you get to that point, right? It may look scary right now. You have lots of interoperating parts with the discovery, the PTP, and the transport. You have many different kinds of streams, and so it's not just a simple SDI stream that we're dealing with here. We have all these interworking on an IP level. So that's why you have to have an interop like this to make sure that all those pieces work.
But ultimately, the end user will have a tool set that'll do
that. Absolutely. That's how it all ends up in the end.
And
we've been doing this for many years with 2022, 1 and 2, then 5 and 6, then 6 and 7. Now we're doing it with 2110. And all those, they started out rough at the beginning, and in the end, they became a very stable product.
Yeah. So it's really no big deal.
It's not a big deal. We will certainly get there.
Well,
Absolutely.
I really appreciate all the help you've done in getting this interop going, because the whole industry thanks you.
You're welcome. Thank you.